If you're meant to be here, it's going to come out, it's going to show, and you're going to be able to move along with that pace. It's like any jump in the minor leagues, high A to double A to triple A, I think, and triple A to the big leagues. The big leagues is just a little different because there's just a lot more eyes on you.
And a lot more information available to you.
That's the biggest thing, is there's so much information available to you and available to the opposing team. So I think that's why a lot of people say it's hard to get a hit in the big leagues because everybody's freaking in the right position all the time somehow,
Well, it's always good to visit with you. Stay sharp, stay ready, and we'll see you down the road.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Thomas at JC with Mike Claiborne at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. We'll take one final break before we send you back out there for Game 2 of this series. The Cardinals have their work cut out for them against Paul Skenes. Obviously, they've had success against him. We'll give you one more number to give you maybe some cause for St. Louis optimism tonight. This is Ameren Total Access on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar.
Hey, Cardinal fans, hydrate like a champ. Head to the ballpark Saturday, July 12th as the Cardinals take on the Braves. That day, 20,000 fans 16 and older score a City Connect tumbler courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Stay cool and sip in style all summer long with this 30-ounce stainless steel tumbler. Don't miss out on this fan-favorite giveaway. Grab your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Rolling hot dogs 2 for $5 on a fluffy bun. All beef hot dogs rolling in. Hurry, 'cause they're on the run. Pick your toppings anyway. Rolling to this deal. Pick your 2, big Q2. Rolling makes a meal. Mustard relish, sauerkraut. Ain't no need to scream and shout. Get 2 old beef hot dogs and a big Q for $5. Only at QT. More than a gas station.
Getting engaged? At Shane Company, we'll help you find the perfect diamond. This is your engagement ring, aka only your life's most important piece of jewelry. No need to worry. As gemstone experts since 1929, we handpick only the most beautiful natural and lab-grown diamonds cut to our high standards in every price range. We have diamonds in all shapes and sizes, ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Come see for yourself at Shanco.com or at your local store. No appointment necessary. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
At BOS, we help you bank boldly because sometimes life throws bold moments at you. Like noticing someone used your debit card to buy 100 party store gift cards? That's a lot of party supplies. Don't worry though, BOS has your back when there's suspicious activity on your account. And we work fast to address any fraudulent charges. Are you ready for a better banking experience? Then make the bold move and switch to BOS today. Visit bankwithbos.com. Member FDIC.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. At Morgan & Morgan, we don't back down. We fight to get you every dollar you deserve. No curveballs, no strikeouts, just results. That's why we've recovered over $25 billion for our clients and fight for them from offices nationwide. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
There's a big red barn where you say green. Norm's Bargain Barn. Discount windows, doors, and things. Norm's Bargain Barn.
Hi, I'm Norm Wilkie. Come see my new selection of Amish cabinetry made by my good Amish friends at Countrywood Products. We now stock 5 styles of cabinetry for you to choose from.
When you need to save on discount windows, doors, and cabinetry, come to Norm's Bargain Barn. With locations in Shiloh and Fenton at the bottom of Gravois Bluffs. Visit normsbargainbarn.com.
That's normsbargainbarn.com.
Thanks for listening to Ameren Talk. I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till it thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You are an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Stottlemyre still wants somebody. There's Randy Johnson, the big unit. He towers over everybody. Randy's got to change his cap.
Oh, jeez. There you go. That looks better. Get that D-backs hat on, Randy.
It's time for St. Louis Cardinals baseball. Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, official beer sponsor of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game with Budweiser and enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment. By your quality Ford dealers, the official vehicles of the St. Louis Cardinals. Buy Schnucks. Earn 2% back on every purchase with the Schnucks Rewards app. Buy Shelter Insurance. Shelter offers great rates and award-winning service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. By Explore St. Louis. Learn all about the great things to do in St. Louis. Visit ExploreStLouis.com. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. And by the Painting and Decorating Foundation. Now, St. Louis Cardinals baseball.
Welcome to St. Louis Cardinals baseball from PNC Park in Pittsburgh. We've had quite a bit of rain throughout the day, but it looks like the game is not in jeopardy here tonight as the Cardinals hope to rebound from a tough one yesterday, a 7-0 loss. They were out-hit by the red-hot Pirates 11-4. The Pirates have now won 4 straight games, and the Cardinals just couldn't get anything going offensively against the lefty Andrew Heaney, who picked up his 4th victory of the season, and it was not a good day for Eric Fedde on the Cardinals side, and really no offense to talk about, and let's hope the Cardinals can rebound from that. On the other side, the Pirates have really been stinging the baseball. They've won 4 straight games as they swept the Mets prior to yesterday's game against the Cardinals, so they've won 4 straight and are now 14.5 games out in the Central Division. This is Ricky Horton. I'll be alongside John Rooney. He is the voice of the Cardinals. Mike Claiborne with us as well. Ryan Schulte, our producer-engineer. Glad you're with us on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar. Well, we've got an interesting pitching matchup for you today. Andre Palante will go on the Cardinals side, and he will hope to improve his record to 6-4. He's 5-4, 4.43 ERA, and last time out he did lose, but pitched pretty well against the Cubs, giving up just 2 runs in 5 innings, and it was a bit of a short start for him. He gave up 7 hits, a lot of pitches thrown in those 5 innings, but prior to that he beat the Cincinnati Reds and was outstanding that particular night, going 6 innings and giving up 2 hits and no runs. Against the Pirates' lifetime, he is good. 1-1, 2.65 ERA, and that's come in 17 games, 4 of them starts. Palante's got to stay away from the home run ball. He's given up 12 home runs in 87 innings of work, and the key for Palante is that high ground ball rate. Get the ball on the ground. On the other side, it is none other than Paul Skenes, the National League Rookie of the Year in 20.
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward, and that's really why I started it, to have impact.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
KMOX.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball from beautiful PNC Park in Pittsburgh. It'll be the Cardinals and the Pirates tonight, a middle game of a 3-game series. And the Cardinals have been 4-3 against the Pirates in 2025, but they've only won 1 of the 4 games they've played here in Pittsburgh. And it'll be up to the Cardinals lineup to produce against Paul Skenes here tonight. And let's give you that lineup. And the lineup is presented by Bet365. Oliver Marmol, who was originally drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates, has this lineup. Brendan Donovan, who is 0 for his last 8, will play second base, and he will bat first. He's 4 for 13 against Paul Skenes. Mason Wynn, 6 for his last 12, will play shortstop and bat second. He leads the club with 52 runs scored. Alec Burleson has hit Skenes well, 6 for 15. He'll be in right field and bat third with
in our spring home in Bradenton. We've been able to this year
good fastball
Fields for Kids program, and I feel personally satisfied.
We'll play third base. Tommy Pham will play left field and hit 7th. Henry Davis back behind the plate. He will hit 8th and do the catching. And Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will hit 9th and play shortstop. And Paul Skenes, big right-hander on the mound for the Pirates, 4-7 with a 2.12 ERA. And that lineup is brought to you by your neighborhood Ford store. And we'll be right back with the first pitch on the Pirates Radio Network presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Whether you're catching the game at home or at your favorite bar in the Berg, when summer vibes are strong and baseball season is in full swing, reach for the beer that's always right. IC Light Mango is 95 calories of juicy, bold refreshment that puts the party in watch party and will have you wanting more than just a Buccos win. IC Light Mango. Around here, it's always go time. Available any time of the year. Brewed by Pittsburgh brewing makers of Iron City and IC Light.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle.
The biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
In the lineup tonight, but Andre Palante, kind of an old school pitcher, Joe, leads the league in ground ball percentage and is 5th best in Major League Baseball since the stat's been tracked since 1987 with a 62.1% ground ball percentage. So that tells me Pirates got to do a good job staying off the ball down, get the ball up, and do what they've been doing, especially these last 4 games, using the big part of the field, taking what somebody gives you. We give Paul 3+ runs, 4+ runs, we'll call it. You got to feel pretty good about your chances.
Yeah, and that would give Skenes his first career win against the Cardinals, and probably has never earned the win against the Cardinals. The Pirates are 8-9 when he starts this season, and against the Cardinals in his career, he's 0-4. But a 2.76 ERA in those 5 starts.
Yeah, I mean, superlatives, we're running out of superlatives for Paul Skenes, and you mentioned the last start out. You're going to have those hiccups from time to time. But Paul's going to do Paul. If he's throwing strikes and he's around the zone, he's going to be effective. And I'm looking for a nice bounce-back evening from him, and looking for these Pirates to continue to stay hot with the bats.
Great credit to the other 4 in the rotation and the Pirates bullpen, because the Pirates bullpen has been one of the best in baseball over a long period of time now. And in this 4-game winning streak, it's the other 4 starters who have, combined with the bullpen, who have allowed just a total of 4 runs. So then Skenes gets to piggyback off that in his outing here today. And coming off an outing where he gave up 4 runs in 4 innings, it was only his 3rd career start of allowing 4 or more runs. He's allowed 4, 4, and 5 before, and that's it. And one of the 5 was against the Cardinals in that April start, and he was a victim of a big inning on a lot of singles and little ground balls through the infield, little parachute balls in the outfield, that kind of thing. It really never gets hit hard.
And the lineup today for the Pirates, Joe minus Henry Davis in there for Joey Bart is exactly the same. Something you don't quite see so often, that we at least have become accustomed to the lineup kind of changing from time to time. But with the boys swinging hot bats up and down the lineup, why change it if it's not broke? So see if they can do a nice job and continue to put up crooked numbers throughout the game like they've been doing.
And Skenes completes his warm-up tosses. He's set to go. It's a cloudy evening, some rain to the south, but it should not affect this game. Probably won't rain at all the rest of the night. If it does, it would be a momentary sprinkle, and that would be about it. So good news. And Brendan Donovan will lead it off for the Cardinals, one of 5 who bat left-handed against Skenes. His first pitch of the ball game, and it's right on the outer edge for a strike at 98. Charlie Ramos, a call-up umpire from AAA. He's calling the Boston strikes tonight. Stu Sherwater from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. He is at first base. Jordan Baker at second base. Stan Merzel is at third. 0-1 outside, that time with a change. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And with all those lefty batters in the lineup tonight, we'll see if that changeup comes into play. It's been one of baseball's best.
It sure has. Not a single right-handed batter has gotten a hit off that all season, and lefties are hitting .091 against the changeup.
That's outside.
And there's 2 in a row right there, right off the bat.
And not too many have come off the bat, as you said,
yeah.
Right there from Mr. Skenes. It's 76 at game time. 2-1 on Donovan, hitting at .295. Swinging a foul, 98 right down the middle. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So in full numbers for Paul Skenes on the year, 4-7 with a 2.12 ERA, 17th. This is his 18th start, 106 innings, 67 hits, 29 walks, and 110 strikeouts. 67 hits in 106 innings, Joe.
Here's his 2-2, a swing and a little pop-up back behind home plate. Davis will take a look, but it'll go into the seats. Yeah, opponents are hitting .177 against Skenes this year. I mean, you can liken that to a good hitting pitcher or a bad hitting regular. That's on average what they hit. Here's a 2-2 from Skenes, a swing and a foul back, 100 miles an hour right down the middle. And still 2-2 on Brendan Donovan. You don't see him put the ball in the middle of the plate too often. We've seen that twice here in this at bat. But it's 98 and then 100.
You'll get away with 98 with some life to it in the middle of the plate.
Another 2-2. Swing and a miss, 100. Striking out Donovan. So he surpasses the century mark with a couple of pitches in this at bat to start the game.
Yeah, that was a good one. On the outer edge, but top of the zone with that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and you had Donovan in kind of swing mode, I like to call it. And that's going to be a tough one even to foul off.
So the first strikeout for Skenes. Here is Mason Wynn. Right-handed batter cranks it up, hits it out to deep left field, and this ball will short hop off the wall. Fielded on the rebound by Pham, and Wynn stands in at second base with a double. Well, he ambushed Skenes and gets a 2-bagger because of it.
fastball. And you know what? Just we were talking about, it was 100, but right in the heart of the plate, middle in. And Mason Wynn was looking dead red fastball right there, first pitch of his first at bat. Right into his barrel. Fortunately, this one just one hops the wall, hit it in the worst spot, one of the worst spots you can in this ballpark, right in that left field area.
Now Alec Burleson, left-handed batter with a tall stance, grounds it foul. He's down a strike, and he gets a first pitch changeup. Burleson at 294 with 10 home runs. Just underway, the Cardinals with a man at second, one out. And Burleson lifetime is 6'4", 15 against Skenes. That's a 400 batting average. Not too many have had that kind of success. Weak ground ball to third. Runner will advance. Hayes throws out Burleson for the second out. Wynn to third. And now Wilson Contreras will come up. The Pirates defensively, it's Pham, Cruz, and Reynolds. Left to right in the outfield, it's Hayes, Kiner Falefa, Gonzalez, and Horwitz. Third around the horn to first. Henry Davis doing the catching. And Contreras batting at .249 with 11 home runs, a right-handed hitter. Man at third, 2 outs. Skenes coming home. And there's a strike. Fastball at 99 at the knees. Ahead of strike, long wait, and the pitch. Swinging the ball looped into right field. Reynolds is there. He'll make the catch, and the inning ends. The 1-out double left on. The Cardinals held scoreless in the top of the first, and the Pirates coming to bat in the home half when we return on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City at IC Light.
I was in AAA, and right before the game, they said, no, you gotta stop. You need to hurry up and go to Cincinnati. You're about to go play a game there. You got 45 minutes till the game starts. So I get in my car and I start driving, and all I keep thinking about is, which jersey are they wearing that night? So when I get to the locker room, I see my jersey hung up, and love the white jerseys, just the stitching on it, the old school feel to it.
Celebrate the W with a milkshake. If you're mourning a loss, then make it a large. Because win or lose, a Sheetz run is always the right call. Why the Sheetz not visit the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Oh, Skenes continues to not allow a run in the first inning. He hasn't allowed a run in the first inning this year. And now Andre Palante takes the hill for the Cardinals. Easy choice for Donnie Kelly to put Spencer Horwitz back in the leadoff spot tonight against the right-hander. Horwitz homered, had a 2-run double yesterday in that role, and he takes his strike, 95.
And for Palante, he's 5-4 with a 4.43 ERA, his 17th start here tonight, 87 in a third innings pitch, 89 hits, 29 walks, 60 strikeouts.
Had a strike in the pitch. Horwitz takes outside 1-1 on a changeup. 258 hitter with a couple of home runs now and 14 RBIs. Should say that was the slider from Palante, the 26-year-old from San Clemente, California. The pitch. And a little bit up on the fastball. It's 2-1.
He's got a little bit of interesting arm angle, doesn't he, Joe? He kind of reaches back and is almost like what we consider an iron Mike. So that slider kind of works sometimes like a cutter, and the fastball kind of cuts at times.
Pitch. bounced on 2 hops to second base where Brendan Donovan plays tonight, and he'll flip it out to first for the out.
But I mentioned the ground ball rate, 62.1 ground ball percentage as a starting pitcher in 253 innings. But he's also this year given up home runs in 10 of 16 games, and he's given up, I believe, 12 of them. Let's see, 8? Yeah, he's given up 12 home runs in the season. So interesting stat for a guy that gets a lot of ground balls. He's also given up a lot of home runs.
See if the Pirates can add to that total here tonight. Here's McCutchen. And he accepts ball 1 down low on the sinker missing. 267 for Kutch. He's hit 8 home runs. Palante steps back and then delivers a strike that time right at the top of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nootbaar, Scott, and Burleson are the Cardinals outfielders from left to right tonight. Here's a 1-1. And down low on the slider that time, 2-1. Gorman, Wynn, Donovan, and Contreras around the horn, third to first. Pajes doing the catching. And so second straight night, Arenado doesn't play the field. He DH'd and went 0 for 3 yesterday. Bothered with a finger concern. Up high, 3-1. The fastball just missed. Palante has pitched 10 scoreless innings in a row against the Pirates over the span of his last 2 starts, all coming last year. Swinging a foul back, first time facing him this year. 3-2 on McCutchen, with Reynolds waiting on deck. Pirates won 7-0 last night. Game 2 of the series, 3-2 pitch. Down low, ball 4. Slider ran off the plate. Kutch saw it. He'll take a 1-out walk. A man on for Reynolds.
Brian Reynolds, he's faced Andre Palante 17 times in his career. He's only got 2 hits, but those 2 hits both home runs. Let's see, he's got 8 more bats than the next closest guy against Palante.
So he sees him good some of the time. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss out in front of a curveball. The first one that Palante has thrown tonight, and that's a strike. All right, first pitch, give it a rip. He timed up for the fastball, didn't get it. Right-hander ready, and the pitch home. Down and in, twisting fastball. It looked like it had more of a slider break to it, but that was just fastball he held on to too long. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, it definitely looks like some of the fastballs he kind of gets around a little bit and they turn more into cutters, but they're hard. They're 94, 95.
1-1. Swinging a bouncer high toward the mound. Palante backs up and fields and throws out Reynolds on a good play. You don't hear that very often with the pitcher, but he had to be nimble and back up. Otherwise, that ball lands for a base hit, I think.
Yeah, that's a tough play for a pitcher. He basically goes straight. He's going backwards straight off the mound. He almost trips, too. But he's fortunate enough to keep his footing. He secures it and just flips it over to first base just in time. Runner in scoring position. Nick Gonzalez up here.
He's done so well as a cleanup man. No score, first inning. Here's the pitch. And it's inside, ball 1. Yeah, the mound adds to the difficulty of the play. There are only 4 places on a baseball field where you can trip over something. The 3 bases, not home plate, and the mound.
Well, I got to be honest. I've seen guys trip going straight down to first base too, Joe. So
you trip over the foul line. It's inside 2-0.
Sometimes that chalk gets a little thick. I've never done it.
Drainage areas, sprinklers. Fields used to be crowned. You know, big bumps so the water would run off. In the olden times. Here's the pitch. Half swing and a ball down low. He offered. And it is Canada Day, so we'll give Stu Sherwater the
you get that
benefit of the doubt. All right. Yeah.
He did
2-1
actually.
Sherwater was right on it. 2-1. The pitch outside. Now that slider looked like a cutter right there. 3-1. A short 90. Nick Gonzalez at 298 with 3 home runs. Brief action, the pitch, swinging a soft ground ball to short. Wynn will wait on it, come in a step or two, and throw Gonzalez out narrowly to end the inning. So a 1-out walk left on. Both teams stranded runner in the first inning. We'll go to the second scoreless.
Tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker.
And here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting.
And now he's back to the left side. And a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch that was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
Sale this week at Levin Furniture and Mattress.
Let's go to the second inning. Paul Skenes on for the Pirates tonight. 0-0 through an inning. Nolan Gorman will start it off. Jose Fermin and then Lars Nootbaar. He's in the lineup tonight for St. Louis. Gorman, lefty batter, takes a first pitch strike on a sweeper. Gorman at 220 with 7 home runs. He's in at third base again tonight. Back at him, and an 0-1 is swinging a foul back. 98. You can tell Gorman wasn't quite ready for that. Now 2 strikes.
We saw this Cardinals offense kind of have a tough time timing up Andrew Heaney yesterday, and he was topping out about 91, 92. Now they get their hands full with even more velocity and life.
0-2 fouled out of Davis's mitt on a changeup away. And still 2 strikes on Gorman. So hitters see 98 to 100 these days. Not all that rare. It's the tops, pretty much. But here's an 0-2 again. And it's up high 1-2. But why is Skenes so tough?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. The biggest, there's so many different types of, let's say 98, right? You got, guys that are maybe long arm 98 that you can see the ball a little bit more. Paul, he's not exactly a short armor as he fires this one upstairs for a ball to get to a 2-2 count now. It all depends. When you're standing in the batter's box, that's really the best vantage point, obviously, that you have to say, the guy that comes to mind for me, I don't remember, Trevor Rosenthal.
Oh, sure.
And in his prime, he was very much a short arm thrower, right?
2-2 swung through and missed. 99 at the top of the zone. Gorman strikes out against Paul Skenes.
And Rosenthal in his prime, he probably topped out at 96, maybe 97. But you felt like you could not pick up the ball until it was, 10 feet released. And so it felt like it was 105. Now, on the other side of that, there's been guys, and not really anybody comes to mind, but there's been guys that have thrown 100 in the past that had this big, long arm action, and you felt like you saw it from the moment he reached his arm back as Paul starts off with a slider right here to Jose Fermin for a strike. And you can't really explain it other than what visually you're seeing coming out of a guy's hand.
Here's the set of the pitch, and it's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
But I think to directly answer your question, I think with Paul, it's a little bit of both. He's not a short army. He's not a long arm guy, but he also has that high velocity. So he's not sneaky, but it's not easy to see as well.
Fermin swings through a low breaking ball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fermin is 4 for 4 with the Cardinals. Hit .308 at Memphis. 1 out, nobody on. Skenes has struck out 2 so far. And ahead 1 and 2 on the right-handed batting Fermin. DHing tonight. Here's a 1-2. Swinging a soft ground ball on 2 hops to third. Hayes gloves and the toss across for the second out. Let's pause 10 seconds for a station ID on the Pirates Radio Network. Two gone for Lars Nootbaar. Left-handed batter, 227 with 11 home runs. Skenes coming home. Fastball outside for ball 1, 98. Nootbaar did not play last night. Back to work. Here's a 1-0 and a breaking ball outside. The sweeper tried to hit the outer edge with it. It's 2 balls and no strikes now.
Nootbaar very much is their Cardinals batter that has the best eye. He's got 45 walks and 77 strikeouts, and this is his 300th bat of the season. So you definitely need to throw strikes to him.
The pitch is swung on and lofted foul to the left. 99, 2 balls and a strike. Skenes is the youngest Pirate by 2 years. He'd be younger than any Cardinal as well. So he's the youngest player on both teams. Prodigy. 2-1 is swinging a foul back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 99 out over. Very few are basically big league ready on draft day. He'll be coming up on the 2-year anniversary when the Pirates selected him. Pitch, changeup just missed away. 3-2. Talked to Skenes last year about that changeup. I said, "Is this a new pitch for you? Are you refining it in the major leagues? Why is it so good?" He goes, "Well, I've always had it. I just wouldn't use it at LSU. What's the point of speeding up these bats?" 3-2 pitch, and he just misses down low at 101, but he missed, and it's ball 4. A 2-out walk to Nootbaar. Fastest pitch he's thrown tonight. So 2-out man on for Pajes. Hey, think about it. In college, I mean, you can just throw 101 the whole time, and 7 or 8 of the hitters can't even hit it. Yeah. So why do anything else?
Which makes it even more remarkable that when he got into pro ball, and especially when he got to the big leagues, he was so refined, right?
Pitch is fouled away. Well, Bob Walk talks about it where, if you're going to try to knock off a bottle on a wall from a distance, what pitch are you going to throw to try to knock it off with? Yeah. So he refined fastball command.
Yeah, you're right.
But
that's one way to look at it for sure. Yeah.
So that was the first step to becoming an effective major league pitcher. But now, how do you command all this other stuff? That's what I think is so remarkable, that he's had such super command of all this stuff. The pitch. There's a strike. Fastball right on the outer edge. 0-2. I mean, how does he throw the changeup so well, for instance, and locate it?
Well, and not to mention he also has a split, which is a pseudo changeup pitch as well, right? And he uses both of those, closer to 25% clip.
A swing and a foul back. I don't think he's thrown that splinker at all yet tonight. 8th hitter.
Well, let's find out, shall we?
Those all your buttons to press to tell you how many splinkers he's thrown?
If I can find it.
Here's an 0-2.
My splinker button. Where's my splinker button?
Now it's 1-2.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, I really didn't know what you're doing over there.
Yeah, we have no splinkers on
Splinkerless. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. Down and away fastball, perfectly placed in the zone. And the inning is through, so the 2-out walk left on. 3 strikeouts for Skenes through 2. No score on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell. Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
Friday, July 18th will be the next game after tomorrow afternoon here at PNC Park. It'll be part of Yinzer Palooza weekend. It kicks off at 6:40 on that Friday night. And afterwards, Zambelli Fireworks, brought to you by Mrs. T's Pierogies. Go to Pirates.com, get some tickets. O'Neill Cruz leads off the second. No score. Palante delivers a swing and a foul and a strike to O'Neill Cruz on the first pitch curve. Cruz at 212, 15 home runs. So between the 15 homers and having 25 or more steals, he's the first Pirate to do that by the end of June. Here's an 0-1, and that's down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. And as you mentioned yesterday, Neil, I said, what about Bonds? I don't know, Barry Bonds had never done it at this stage of the calendar with the Pirates. So pretty remarkable where Cruz is. The pitch, there's a strike. Now, obviously, the batting average, you like to see that come up, but Donnie Kelly praising the way that Cruz has approached the last couple of games, running hard, but also his approach at the plate, not being so passive. Here's the pitch, swinging a bouncer up first, fair ball along the line, and Contreras shovels to Palante for the out. Yeah. Donnie was saying just overall, not just about Cruz. Hey, we're not looking to walk.
Yeah, and you know, when we see him going well, for me, is he swinging strikes or is he chasing? And we know the numbers. I mean, 40% of every pitch that he sees is an off-speed pitch. That's pretty remarkable. So you kind of get caught in this cat and mouse where you're like, I know that I'm gonna, if I see 4 pitches in this at bat, there's a decent chance that 2, as this ball is fired down for a ball to Brian Hayes, there's a decent chance that close to half of them are going to be off-speed pitches. So do I sit here and kind of look for off-speed and try to time it up, or do I stay with my approach of looking for fastballs and adjust? And as a young hitter, it can be hard to not really wrap your mind around doing that.
Hayes pops it up into shallow center field where Victor Scott II roams, and he'll make the catch for the second out.
And I don't know if that makes sense to a certain degree, but there would be times in my career, for instance, where I'd be swinging at a lot of balls in the dirt or chasing changeups down and away, and opposing teams know that. So what are they going to do? They're naturally going to start throwing you more of those. And when you start looking for those off-speed pitches, if you're trying to time up the off-speed as opposed to time up with the fastball and then adjust to the off-speed off of that, you're typically okay because your bat barrel is going to be out front.
Swing and a miss by Tommy Pham.
But if you get off the fastball and you completely dive into looking for off speed, it can be tough to get back on the fastball. So for me, when we see O'Neal Cruz using the big part of the field with the fastball and pulling the off speed, that's when he's going well.
Ball dribbled right out in front of home plate, fielded by the catcher Pajes, and he'll throw it Pham. And that ends the Pirates' second inning. They go down in order, and we'll go to the third. Skenes back to the hill.
eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Victor Scott II will lead off the third here in the second game of this three-game series. Pirates won the first. Will go forth with the inning, and the pitch, a swing and a tap foul, and a strike to Scott at 245 with 4 home runs. Then it'll be, after the ninth hitter, it'll be the first and second hitters, Donovan and Wynn.
And Victor Scott broke up Andrew Heaney's no-hitter in 6th inning yesterday, right? 6th. The base hit the left field.
Swinging a foul back. See how many ordinal numbers we can mention.
Yeah.
Within a minute. All right, two strikes on Scott. Yes, he did. Yeah, Heaney pitched at what? Give him 3 singles and 6 2/3 scoreless. Sugart finished up the rest. Outside, that curveball missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Scott. Very fast. Skenes ready, and the action. High and away, overthrew the fastball a little bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Oh, ninth batter face so far this evening. 8 of 9 first pitch strikes. Always like to see that. Ahead in the count 16 times, behind in the count 5 times. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts.
And a 2-2, swinging a bouncer up first base. Horwitz has to race over, diving headlong, and Scott beat it out. It's going to be an infield hit.
Yeah, this ball had trouble written all over it from the moment it left Victor Scott's bat. You know he's the fastest guy on the Cardinals roster. And it was one of these balls that Paul Skenes couldn't get to it going toward first base, so Spencer Horwitz playing deep at first. When he gets there, he's got to dive back to the bag. It looked like he might have got him, but
Pirates will not challenge.
No, he didn't. Okay.
Yeah, he was about 2 or 3 inches away. His first attempt, he dove glove long to try to tag the bag and was just a little short of it. Here's Donovan swinging a foul. If he was able to meet the bag at that time, he beats Scott.
Yeah.
His hand bounces off the earth and comes back down on the bag a little bit farther, but Scott and his cleats hit the bag in the interim. And he's got 22 stolen bases. Donovan down to strike in the pitch. And it's down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Trying to time up Skenes. He's allowed one steal all year, Skenes, when he's been on the mound. And that was the Altuve. I'm just going to start to take off and hope for the best. It wasn't really like a straight steal. Here's the pitch. He just went before Skenes wound up.
Well, and typically guys of Skenes' size are the ones that tend to take longer to release the ball. But for Skenes, he always does a nice job of, number one, switching up his times to home. He'll hold it a little longer. He'll go a little quicker. But he is fairly quick for such a big guy.
A long way now. The 1-2, a swing and a foul. And just adding to the immediate greatness of Skenes, you think about from day one, he's been able to control the running game. That's usually the last thing that comes around for a young pitcher.
Or in some instances, like, I played with A.J. Burnett. He didn't care.
Never comes around.
He really didn't care. He said, I'm going to stay with my rhythm and timing, and if you want to go ahead.
Down and in 2-2. The best defense is I just don't put anybody on base.
Right.
So 2-2 on Donovan. Scott at first, throw over, and he's back in. Remember last year, Skenes picked off 3, including Ellie De La Cruz twice. And that was baseball's stolen base leader last year. So that put out the notice that, hey, if you're going to try to go on me. Scott's getting a big lead now, but not going the pitch. It's high and away, 3-2. Let's see if he goes on a full count now. Skenes still can throw over there one more time without penalty. Scott has only been thrown out twice. 3-2, starts and stops, and the pitch is lobbed into left or right for a base hit. And Scott around second will head to third. Just got enough of that changeup to get around it, smother it, hit it into right field. And Donovan moves Scott to third, and Cardinals on the corners. Mason Wynn is coming up.
And fortunately, Victor Scott decided not to run right there. He may not have had an attempt to score as Brian Reynolds gets this ball in very quickly, but it might have been pretty close as he rounded third and looked to go to home, but the ball was already in the infield.
Skenes in a jam here. First and third, nobody out. Wynn doubled, hunted a first pitch fastball and got it in the first inning. Banged it off the wall and left.
This is where you need to be on high alert if you're a corner infielder right here. Mason Wynn, he can drop one down. He can bunt for a base hit. You got a guy on third. If you get it down, they're probably going to score a run.
Pitch. Swinging a foul back. 98 over the middle. Wynn has ground into 6 double plays. He's on the faster side. Gonzalez placed the right-handed batter about up the middle, so there's a hole on that right side. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ball rolled over, foul, way out in front of a sweeper. And now 2 strikes, so that tells you a lot right there.
And Brian Hayes of note, middle infield's playing for a double play ball. Brian Hayes started in the first pitch, just making sure Wynn didn't decide to lay a bunt down. Now he's in normal double play depth. I was curious to see if maybe he moved in in an 0-2 count now.
Here's the pitch, and a ball popped up foul on one-handed wave, and it'll go back into the seats. So clearly Wynn's trying to go to right field with that fastball, hit it in the air, driving the run, or maybe even hit the ball through. Oh, the throw back from Davis went over Skenes' head into second base. That ball's live. And
no.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a foul ball. I'm sorry. I'm not. I got nervous there for a second.
Wait, what?
I saw the runner at third. Sorry, foul ball. Excuse me. Okay, no big deal. Let's rewind that. 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck about on the changeup. And for every Pirates pitcher strikeout in July, Coppers donates $25 to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So 4 strikeouts for Skenes. That's a big one. Yeah, now you got a potential double play opportunity to end the inning.
The rare changeup to the right-handers. He doesn't throw them very often. At 4.2% clip, most of his changeups thrown are to left-handers. That was very timely and a fantastic spot as well.
Here's Burleson, lefty batter. He's grounded into 8 double plays. The pitch, swinging a liner, caught at short. Throw back to first. Horwitz stayed on the bag. He's out. A nimble move by the Pirates first baseman.
Wow. Let's see if this stays.
Well, Marmol considering challenging this. There's a little bit of a hesitation on the throw, and they will not challenge it. It is a double play.
What a double play, Joe. This ball hit. It looked off the bat like it might get over the head of IKF. Brendan Donovan takes off for second, and IKF looks.
Well, nifty double play started by Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He's due up second, and then completed by Spencer Horwitz. He's at third, or due up third, and there's a strike to Henry Davis leading off the bottom of the third. We're scoreless. Tom Tango is his, that's his stage name, so to speak, pseudonym, but he's a statistician with Major League Baseball. Been around the game for a long time. Here's a bouncer up third. Fair ball for Gorman, and he'll throw out Davis one out. And he put something out years back. The run expectancy matrix tells you, okay, first and third, nobody out. What are the what's the average amount of runs scored for a team in that inning? 1.8.
Wow.
So I mean, the odds of a run scoring is 86%. A run or more scoring in an inning like that is 86%. Skenes gets out of it, and we see that happen so often with him.
Yeah, I mean that was a Houdini act, and as IKF takes his first pitch for a strike, that was a Houdini act that, and a dodge bullet early on. That's really good to see, and you hope that they can find ways to score some runs for Paul Skenes, and he doesn't have to stress over first and third and nobody out again tonight.
Hit up third, Gorman, and toss over. That's the second out as Kiner-Falefa grounds out to third. So seeing those ground ball outs we're thinking about with Palante.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them so far through the first time through the order, and one fly out. So Andre Palante doing what he wants to do. He's running that two-seam down and into the righties and mixing two seams and slider cutters in on the lefties so far. And first time through the order, did a nice job.
Now Horwitz coming up. I think he got something in his eye. Palante now 12 straight scoreless innings against the Pirates. And the pitch, Horwitz takes down and in for ball one. A little evening sun starting to peek out here. We have not seen the sun most of the day today. Rainy morning and afternoon here. Here's the 1-0. And a swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, it rained exactly 30 minutes following the conclusion of the game yesterday here at the ballpark. So if the game wasn't completed in the fashion that it was, maybe there would have been another delay last night. It rained hard. Here's the pitch, and there's a strike.
Oh, and it was a quick one last night too, which was kind of nice after an hour and 10-minute delay.
Yeah,
I think it was around a 2 hour and 10-minute game, right?
Pretty brisk. Well, all the rain isn't all bad. Some delays here and there. It's up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got some nice weeds growing in the yard now.
The grass is green, but you also got a lot of weeds.
Yeah. Oh, what's this flower you planted, honey? No. Oh, no. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Horwitz, first strikeout victim for Palante tonight. We'll go to the 4th, still 0-0 here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Hard hit ball to short, scooped up and tossed to second. Quick. Oppo Taco.
I'm gonna guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a
home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one. A hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack. You know, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's rated higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
Out. Temperatures in the mid 70s, a little evening sunshine, no real breeze tonight, and drier. Scoreless so far for Paul Skenes on the mound. It'll be Wilson Contreras to lead it off. Nolan Gorman, Jose Fermin, the middle of the order for St. Louis. They have the 3 hits in this game. Here's the pitch. And an inside fastball for a strike at 99. Contreras flat out his only time. He's now 0 for 8 in his career against Skenes. Joined the club. Here's an 0-1. Down low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Skenes entering play tonight. His career opposing batting average is 189. Which would be the lowest in the live ball era. Anyone that made even just 25 starts. This is his 41st of his career. It's up high at 100. 2-1. This is as loose as he's been in a while. We're seeing balls topping 100 and even 101 tonight. Routinely. Here's the pitch. Strike with 100 at the knees, right on the outer edge. 2-2. I mean, who hits that spot at 100 miles an hour?
Well, he actually wasn't trying to go to that spot, but it ended up being exactly where you would want it to end up if you missed your spot. But that's the life of Paul Skenes.
Yes, that's correct. 2-2 swinging a foul back. Let's take 10 for an ID on the Pirates Radio Network. Here's a 2-2 again. Oh. Hit the knob of the bat and knocked the bat out of Contreras' hands.
Or did it hit his hand?
Well, the Contreras is walking down to first base. The Pirates are not going to challenge this, and it's going to be a hit by pitch. I thought it hit just the knob, but let's see.
It certainly came out. Oh, it actually hit like his palm, but he did have a palm card on, so you wonder if that kept it from being a really bad situation. A fastball up and in on Contreras.
Oh, yeah. No, it did hit his hand, excuse me. Yeah. And so he's been being inspected right now at first base. Wilson Contreras of the Cardinals hit by a pitch for the 14th time this year, among the most. And still being looked at right now. Let's remind you that on Saturday, July 19th, Pirates will be honoring Mac Miller. And one of the first 20,000, if you're one of the first, you'll get a Mac Miller bobblehead that plays Knock Knock, and that's on Saturday night. Remember, Saturday games are going to be 6:40 now, and you can get your tickets. Pirates.com/Yinzerpalooza. Yinzerpalooza weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 18th, 19th, and 20th. Well, they're still inspecting that hand for Contreras, occasionally seen wincing. Now he's trying to take the batting glove off, get a better look, and he's in some pain, it looks like. And remember, Contreras has moved to first base this year. He was a catcher throughout his career, and on a backswing last year by J.D. Martinez, suffered a forearm fracture. I said, all right, life behind the plate's probably too rough. Let's keep my bat in the lineup. When Goldschmidt went on to the Yankees, Contreras went to first base. Well, he's still being looked at right now. As Skenes trying to stay loose, pawing at the dirt around the mound, occasionally throwing the ball to Davis. I've never seen a player be allowed to have this much time. This is really beyond the acceptable limits, in my opinion.
I would agree. I mean, certainly you feel
take him out of the game.
Hit, but like,
take him out of the game. That's it.
And more than that, Joe, I mean, if he thinks he may or may not be okay, you can still run the bases and decide after the inning,
sure.
Right, after the half inning's done.
The umpires should not allow this much time, and he's going to stay in the game, as you mentioned. I mean, go get him an oven mitt or something. No big deal. Yeah. I mean, if he needs medical attention, then he can do that in the clubhouse.
Right.
You got 4 reserve players, but to prolong the game by 5 minutes or so, I mean that's too long. All right.
2 straight innings of the Cardinals getting the first batter on. A walk last inning and now a hit by pitch.
Okay, Nolan Gorman will bat, and it's ball 1 down low on a changeup missing from Skenes. Gorman struck out back of the second. Here's the pitch. And just beneath the knees with 100. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Scoreless game, 4th inning. Skenes trying to beat the Cardinals for the first time in his career. 5 starts prior. This is his 6th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip. It's 2 balls and a strike at 99. Skenes has received the victory in 1 of his last 11 starts, with an ERA under 2 in that span. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 99, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He got the victory in Arizona on May 28th. Pitched 6 2/3 scoreless. Walked none. Pirates won that game 10-1. That's his only win since April. Did not win in June, despite posting a 2.05 ERA. Team won 3 of the games. Here's the pitch. Swing and a liner to right, down for a base hit. Reynolds charges it to field it on a hop. Gorman is the Cardinals' 4th hit tonight, which equals the most that he's allowed since mid-May.
Yeah, Paul, it just looks a tiny bit off right now with his location. And it's the first time through the order, he was ahead of 8 out of 9 guys, even though he walked 1. And we've come to see him for whatever reason. These St. Louis Cardinals, I can't say they give him trouble because his ERA against them is really good, but somehow he's still 0-4 against them. So
relatively speaking.
Yeah, right. But he's just a little off right now. He's missing his spots, kind of like we haven't necessarily seen him miss in the past.
Yeah, and again, compared to mortal pitchers, probably wouldn't even notice,
right.
But he's usually pretty close to perfect with his command. Here's Fermin with 2 on and nobody out. Bunting in the air, And who wants it? It'll be Skenes, the pitcher, to grab it in front of the first baseman, Horwitz. It's my ball. I want it back.
Usually you try to tell pitchers to get the heck out of the way in any scenario where a bunt or a pop-up or something along those lines. And Fermin bunts one toward Horwitz at first base, and he just basically towers over Horwitz and sticks his glove up and says, "It's mine."
I threw it. I'm going to get it back. And so Fermin fails to advance the runners. And now a double play ball could get Skenes out of trouble again. He had first and third, nobody out. That's outside ball one on a fastball at 99. At first and third, nobody out. Last inning, Cardinals could not score. Skenes got out of trouble. Got a strikeout and then a line-out double play. Here's the pitch. Nootbaar takes his strike. He drew a walk his first time up. 0 for 7 lifetime against Skenes. Now a strike. 1-2 on Lars Nootbaar. First and second, one out. Skenes just starting to rev up. Scoreless game in the fourth. The pitch, a little bit low with the changeup dropping beneath the zone, and somehow Nootbaar able to take it.
That was a really good take in a 1-2 count. A changeup that starts in the zone, at the bottom of the zone, and the bottom falls out of it. He didn't even check swing. As I mentioned, he walked last at bat. He's a tough customer to strike out.
2-2 is fouled away. Stayed on 99 enough to foul it away. Contreras, the lead runner at second. Gorman trails him at first. Neither with particularly good speed. One out, fourth inning. 2-2 from Skenes. Way outside that time. That's his first splinker of the night. 3-2. He's hoping for that double play ball. That's been a great pitch for him.
That one just got away from him. See if he goes back to it.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul through the changeup that time. Can accomplish the same thing if located.
We got so used to Paul last year using that splinker for exactly what you're talking about, but more so to the right-handers, almost an extra depth two-seam sinker to get a ground ball to the left side in potential double play situations. Now we're seeing the changeup much more to the lefties.
3-2 swung on, skied into medium right field. Reynolds coming on, and he'll make the catch for the second out. Nootbaar cannot advance the runners, and so with two outs, they're still stuck there for Pajes, who struck out looking back in the second.
Oh, Paul at 72 pitches right now in the fourth. You don't love to see that, but boy, is he grinding out there. As I mentioned, especially the fastball location, just not what we're quite used to seeing. And as you mentioned too, Joe, we really wouldn't think much of it with most people, but with Paul, we've gotten so used to him, just dotting in all parts of the zone. And he hasn't quite done it tonight, but to this point, doing a great job of keeping a zero on the board.
Oh, the rigors of the season. It's July. There's been some warm weather. You think about his innings total. Came into tonight among the leaders in innings. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back. Not just him, but really all the Pirates pitchers have been on turn all season.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, that's been a big strength of the Pirates. Keller's in the top 10 in innings.
Keller's at 99 pitches, 99 innings. Heaney's at 93. Falter's at 87. Skenes, obviously, we mentioned 106 coming into today.
And now a strike. 0-2 to Pajes.
And in some instances, creeping toward the All-Star break, sometimes you try to help guys out, maybe by getting them an extra day with an off day, or maybe the pitch count kind of is a little lower than normal in certain circumstances. Now Paul got a chance to get out of another mini jam right here in the top of the fourth with 2 outs and 0-2 count. Pedro Pajes.
Cardinals 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position against Skenes today. Here's an 0-2. Hit foul. Bounced off his body. Yeah, Skenes right now at the moment 3rd in innings in the National League. 4 off the pace. 4 2/3 off the pace.
Who's leading that?
Logan Webb, sinker baller.
He always kind
Giants, yeah.
is at the top every year when he's healthy.
Skenes came into tonight leading the league in ERA, opposing batting average, whip, home runs per 9 innings. Here's an 0-2. High and in 99. 1-2 on Pajes. Came into tonight hitting at 217. It's gone down a point. First and second, 2 outs. Scoreless game, 4th inning. Skenes' 25th pitch of this 4th coming right now. Swinging a liner into left, a base hit. And with 2 outs, Contreras on the move with the pitch. Here comes Pham's throw to the plate. It'll go through. It's on the money. And he's outstanding. Contreras doesn't slide. And Pham, with a great throw from left field, nails the Cardinals runner at the plate, keeping this game at 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th right here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's rated higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
Getting Contreras at the plate at the end of the inning. That was a heck of an effort.
Yeah, and Pajes hit this ball. He hit this ball just hard enough that you were going to have an opportunity. A lot of times here at left field at PNC Park, the outfielders play fairly deep. So base hits are almost like base hits to center field, where you don't have a lot of chances to throw guys out at home. But this instance, Tommy Pham gets to this ball quick, and it's hit pretty hard. And what a perfect one-hop throw to home to get Wilson Contreras.
Contreras will come out of the game. Garrett Hampson will come into the game for him and play right field. And Burleson will move from right field to first base. So apparently that hit by pitch did affect Contreras, who did not seem like he wanted to slide. I don't know if that would have mattered. Looked like he was going to be out either way. But so Hampson in at right, Burleson to first base. Contreras is out. McCutcheon is up to face Andre Palante for a second time. So still 0-0. The Cardinals get their 5th hit in the pitch. And there's a strike. Here's an 0-1. And a swing and a dribbler foul. No balls and 2 strikes now. Reynolds and then Gonzalez to follow here in the 4th. Here's an 0-2, Palante, and fouled away. So the Cardinals with 5 hits. Pirates looking for number 1. Remember coming in They've scored 67 runs over their last 11 games. 37 over their last 4 games. Quieted so far. Here's an 0-2. A swing and a foul off to the right. 95 out over. Suit up at MLBshop.com. You can check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your Pirates gear. 0-2 again. McCutchen trying to straighten it out. Fouled off that slider away. He's got a 5-game hitting streak working. For his major league career, he's just 9 hits shy of Willie Stargell. Here's an 0-2. Swing and a liner into left. Falling fast and down for a base hit. Make it 8.
There you go. Let's see if we can get something rolling here. First hit of the night for the Buccos. 11 batters in. Who else but Andrew McCutchen? Oh, he walked in his first at bat, but no hits. That's first hit.
First hit for the team.
Yep.
So now he's 8 behind number 8. And here is Brian Reynolds. Takes the strike.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. You got a sinker baller on the mound. And if he's given that pitch, especially the sinker down below the zone, that's not what you want to see. You're giving it up the top with a sinker baller. You're not so upset about it, but you don't want them to get down below the zone.
Swung through and missed, and now 2 strikes. About the same height.
Yeah.
Very top ridge of the baseball may have touched the very bottom of the strike zone. For a hitter, a ball at the hollow of the knees like that, is that more difficult to hit?
Yeah, because, I mean, with sinker ballers, you're looking for the release point and then the ball out of his hand that you can handle to be up, right? And if you see it down, you typically try not to swing at it. But if you got a guy that's kind of keeping the ball down and you're getting that strike, if that pitcher's getting that strike, you have no choice but to go after that, and it's almost impossible to get that ball in the air or on a line. It's almost always hitting to the ground.
0-2 down and away with a curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, with the clouds parting, the Clemente Bridge and the downtown skyscrapers are in brilliant sunshine, and so is the batter's eye at the moment.
Wow,
while
this
the whole
is what
field
the
is
sun
in
looks
shadow.
like.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Pirates travel to Seattle next. Half swing, he did not go. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So when the sun's on the batter's eye but the field's in shadows, is that anything or no?
Yeah, I mean, it's not so terrible today. It's obviously going to be bright but behind the pitchers right now for probably another 20, 30 minutes. But it's when it's really cutting the field, the shadows, that it makes it difficult.
Rolled to second, on to short. There's 1. And the relay, safe. Reynolds beats out the back end of the double play.
All per usual, Brian Reynolds getting out of the box and hustling. It looks like they're just going to take a look at this. Yeah, they're going to take a look at it.
So the Cardinals challenging the play. And the crew chief tonight, Jordan Baker.
St. Louis is challenging the safe call at first base.
With his call under review, brought to you by Ring Central. Every moment matters. When the ball contacts the interior of the glove, that's when it is deemed received by the first baseman. Now that we have the ability to tell,
Yeah,
what do you think?
It looks like he's out on the replay.
Not as close of a play as it could be. He ran a 4.33, by the way.
And before this is even announced, Brian Reynolds is walking off the field, so that's usually not a good sign.
One of his best runs to first this year in an effort to try to avoid a double play turned by Palante.
The call on the field is overturned. The runner's out. St. Louis retains their challenge.
So Reynolds instead grounds into his 11th double play.
What a great arm Mason Wynn has, though, huh? I mean, this ball, it wasn't hit all that hard, and Brian Reynolds, as you said, was really moving down the line. But Mason Wynn has just a cannon for a shortstop.
And that one was in 91. So 2 outs and nobody on after the lone Pirates hit. And here is Nick Gonzalez to bat. And Palante delivers one in the dirt. And Paez trying to move out of the way of it and stick his glove out to save the umpire. It's ball 1. Scoreless game, 4th inning. Skenes on the mound for the Pirates. Palante for the Cardinals. His 1-0. Swinging a twisting foul to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the top ground ball pitcher in the league. Using his friend right there. Here's a 1-1 and a strike call. Yep, right on the outer edge with the slider. 1-2. Now the Pirates in a tie because of Tommy Pham's 4th outfield assist, throwing out Wilson Contreras at the plate last inning. Here's a 1-2 coming to the backstop. Slider got big that time. And O'Neal Cruz, who was practicing swinging the ball, rolled around the boards and ended up popping into his bat. So still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Down low, 3-2. Missed with the slider. Gonzalez is 0 for 7 in his career against Palante. Was pitched 13 straight innings without allowing a run against the Pirates last year and this year. 3-2 coming. Swinging a ground ball. Deep in the hole to short. And Wynn's got it on 1 hop onto first, and he gets the out. Uses that good arm again to get Nick Gonzalez to end the Pirates' 4th inning. Through 4, no score on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Boomer is the dog. Then he looked good. And just followed his picture all the way. And there he is. Boomer's dad.
That was kind of a change from the everyday thing that we normally do as far as baseball cards are concerned.
Hey, I have a Labrador. Where's my card?
You know, a little bit different, and it turned out to be a fun experience.
It was just when the camera crew tried to leave that there was a problem. You can't leave.
The 5th inning brought to you by local union number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Pirates nothing, Cardinals nothing. Paul Skenes returns at 75 pitches to face Victor Scott II. Swing and a miss and a strike on a splinker. Second one that he's thrown tonight. Brendan Donovan and then Mason Wynn. And you mentioned Wynn's good arm at short, and he uses it effectively, I think. Here's the pitch, fouled back.
Yeah, I mean he's quick. He's a shortstop that moves really well, but that was a good example. He kind of slid to his right, gathered himself, knew that it was going to be a close play, but unleashed it, but gave himself time to get himself in line with first to make a good, strong throw.
0-2, just a little bit up at 98. 1-2 on Scott, who singled his first time up. It doesn't just throw hard to throw hard or throw hard, but it's errant. That was the fastest throw he's made this year on an out. The pitch. Down low with a change, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 93 from Mason Wynn, the shortstop. 88 on that changeup from Paul Skenes. 2-2 on Victor Scott II. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Perfectly placed splinter at the knees on the outer edge. 1 out. I mean, that's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's exactly where you want this splinter. Kind of starts on that outer edge, and as a hitter, you think that it's kind of come back into the zone just a little bit and just stays there and tumbles down and away.
Here's Brendan Donovan. They'll take inside for ball 1. A slider running in on Donovan, who had a base hit his last time. Cardinals with 5 hits tonight. They do have a hit with a runner in scoring position, but Contreras was thrown out of the plate. There's a strike. 1-1. Tommy Pham got that ball in for his 4th outfield assist. Here's the pitch. Swing, fly ball, center field. Cruz back a few steps, still shy of the track, and he'll bring it in. First time he's had a ball hit his way tonight. 2 outs. Here in the 5th, now Mason Wynn. Well, Skenes has not retired the side in order tonight. Has a chance to do so here. Sunday, July 20th, it's a day game. The White Sox are in town. It's a 1:35 game, and kids 14 and younger will take home a jalapeno Hannah Pierogi Plus thanks to Mrs. T's on Sunday, July 20th. Get your tickets, pirates.com/family fun days. Wynn is down a strike. Doubled his first time up, struck out last time around. Here's an 0-1. And it's outside, a ball and a strike.
That was right on the edge right there. Can't believe he didn't get that call.
Because it crossed through the plate?
Yeah.
To get there?
Yeah.
Second thought? Yeah. All right, so now it's 1-1 instead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Almost fell down. No, he does. Oh, he couldn't avoid falling down.
Yeah, that was the old looking for the fastball in, cheating to it. Oh, shoot, there's the slider. Falls to one knee on that swing right there, Mason Wynn does. Now what he hit him with. I like the fastball at the top of the zone. Come right at him.
Skenes hears the sign and nods in agreement. Here's a 1-2 and a fastball at the top of the zone, just above it.
Ooh.
2-2. He laid off. Well, if you can't hit it, you might as well take it, I guess. So 2-2 the count. And the pitch, swing and a pop-up. Foul territory, first base side. Horwitz, the first baseman, is there. He's got it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Paul Skenes. Pirates coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th. We're still 0-0 right here on the Pirates Radio Network. Presented.
We play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
Bottom of the 5th, no score. We'll pause 10 for an ID on the Pirates Radio Network. O'Neal Cruz leads it off, and the Pirates come to bat here with Cruz, Hayes, and Pham.
And Palante at 54 total pitches. He's had 10 of 13 batters faced have pounded the ball on the ground for outs.
Ball one outside to Cruz, and the pitch. That's low, 2-0.
See if he gets a little bit fatigued here in the middle part of the game. This is where sinker ballers either become more effective or that sinker starts to flatten out and sit in the middle part of the zone.
Palante ready and a 2-0. That's in there for a strike right on the inner edge. It's 2-1. Palante typically doesn't go past 6 innings. Went 5 in his last start. Here's a 2-1. And it's over below 3-1. TV showing that congratulations to Skenes. He's had 88 pitches. 5 innings, grinding. Maybe the Pirates can get him a lead. That would make it easy decision. Here's Ferguson's up, and that ball is lined sharply to right, but right at the right fielder Hampson, 1 out. And then he'll bring up Ke'Bryan Hayes. So Skenes, if he is done, and it looks like he is with Ferguson getting up, it'll be 5 scoreless, and will bring his season ERA down to 2.03. His career ERA back down to 1.99. And that's outside. Ball 1 to Hayes. Need to get something going against Palante. The only man to reach is Kutch. Here's a 1-0. And a swing and a weak pop-up back of short. Wind ranging into left. Nootbaar will come in to take it. And that's the second out. The Pirates are really running into tough customer in Palante. The way that they've been swinging the bat. By this time last night, we were saying, anybody not have a hit yet? And the answer was no.
Well, the one trend that's continuing for both Palante and Skenes is that they're not getting much run support. So,
pitcher's duel so far. Scoreless here in the 5th. 2 outs for Pham. Here's the pitch, and it's outside, ball 1. Pham in his last 6 games and his last 7 games with a plate appearance, which is how a streak is calculated. So he's got a 7-game RBI streak going. That's the best of his career. Pitch, and it's down low, 2-0. Longest for a Pirate this year.
Joe, that ball that O'Neal Cruz hit to lead off this inning, straight at Garrett Hampson right field, 119 off the bat.
Oh, wow. I mean, if it's hit a step either way, he may not catch it.
Yep. Difference between a double and an out.
Fly ball, center field. Diving play by Victor Scott II. He takes another hit away from the Pirates, playing a fine center field for St. Louis. And we'll go to the 6th. Still 0-0 on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
DQ presents.
Coming up, and it's brought to you by the operating engineers, Local 66. Pirates nothing, Cardinals nothing. Paul Skenes through for the night, so Caleb Ferguson coming on for the Pirates.
And Ferguson is 2-0 with a 2.75 ERA, his 38th game here. He's He's got 9 holds on the season, 36 innings pitched, 24 hits, 13 walks, and 28 strikeouts.
Final line on Skenes, 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs. A walk and 5 strikeouts removed after 88 pitches. He lowers his career earned run average to 1.99. 41 starts into his major league career. That's outside ball 1. So when the ball became firmer and we started to see some runs scored with regularity in the major leagues, that was in 1920. So 105 years ago. It's considered the live ball era, if you've ever heard that phrase. There's a strike, 1-1. In the live ball era, here are the pitchers through their first 41 career starts who have had an ERA under 2. Vida Blue, Paul Skenes. That's it. There's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Softly hit to second. Big hop for Gonzalez, and on the first, 1 out. Vida Blue, 196. Paul Skenes, 199. That's it. I mean, time after time, he's proving that he's one of the best. And you say, well, who's Vida Blue? For people of a certain age, they know exactly who that was. The A's star of the early 70s when they won 3 World Series very early on in his career. And he pitched, there's a strike, for almost 20 years in the major leagues. But Skenes, we'll see how it all unfolds. But right now he's right on par with, or above really, everybody who's ever played this game. And it's fouled back at 2 strikes. Garrett Hampson came on for Wilson Contreras, who was hit by a pitch in the hand and left the game after getting thrown out at home plate. No score. We're in the 6th. Ferguson. Long run of success for the Pirates. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. Hampson caught looking for the second out. 2 up and 2 down, and now Nolan Gorman's coming up.
And I'm not sure what Hampson is saying to the umpire. He had some words for him. That ball was very much in the strike zone as we're looking at the K zone.
Left on left for Gorman. 1 out of 2 today against Skenes. Had a single. Here's the pitch. Swinging a soft bouncer on to second, charging. Gonzalez gloving, throwing, got him, inning over. Just another 1-2-3 inning for Caleb Ferguson on the mound, and the Pirates come to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Still nothing.
Your teammates know you to be a lone ranger on the field, Capricorn, preferring to fly solo when you practice your craft. But keeping yourself closed off from collaboration robs you of the improvement that comes from teaming up. Reach out to a trusted teammate to be on the receiving end of your curveballs, and you'll both find an acceleration in your skills.
Won a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the 1-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's the Pirates nothing and the Cardinals nothing. Henry Davis will lead it off for the Bucks. Trying to get on the board against Andre Pallante. They did get a runner at second in the first. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncer right back to him. And Davis is thrown out, 1 pitch and 1 out. 61 pitches, and he's got 1 out in the 6th.
And Palante's been on cruise control here. Last inning, it looked like a little crack in the armor with 2 lineouts by O'Neal Cruz and Tommy Pham. He's just done a nice job staying away from the barrel and keeping that sinker down in the zone to this point.
About that time of the game to remind you, stop by your favorite beer distributor. Pick up some ice cold 30 packs of Iron City and IC Light. There's a strike. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa bounced out his first time around. And the pitch, that's in there for a strike. Here's the pitch coming, and it's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The only Pirate to reach, McCutcheon has walked and singled tonight. He would be due up 4th if someone gets on this inning. 1 out, nobody on. Skenes will get a no decision tonight, despite pitching 5 scoreless. Here's the pitch coming. Down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's right there on the railing among some of the Pirates coaches. Right there in the midst, watching the game. Palante ready. Here's a 2-2 coming. Outside, 3-2. A chance for Kiner-Falefa to get on. Horwitz waiting on deck. Back to work, and the pitch. And a swing and a foul, and that caught Pajes, the catcher. He's down right now. I think that got him in a sensitive area. So that gives us a chance to remind you the Pirates are partnering with PNC, supporting local small businesses. And in July, the business featured is West Hills Gazette. West Hills Gazette, a digital news source dedicated to Pittsburgh's western suburbs, covering everything from high school sports to local events and important stories. Learn more about the initiative between the Pirates and PNC and the West Hills Gazette at pirates.com/small business. And some smiles from the other men that are around Pajes right now. The irony is it was a low pitch, but now his voice is high pitched.
Let's just say Pajes is very uncomfortable at this moment. But the game will continue, and he'll stay in the game.
Wilson Contreras left the game with a hand contusion, just announced. Now back to play. Palante on a 3-2 count. Swinging a ground ball on toward the third baseman Gorman, ranging far to his left. A 1-hop throw. Big stretch by Burleson, and he gets the out. A nice play all around to get Kiner-Falefa for a second time tonight. 2 outs. Hey, if you're ready to get in the game, you can play to win with the PA Lottery. Visit PALottery.com today or download the app. You got to be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. It benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Now, 3rd time through the order here for the Buccos in the bottom of the 6th. Down quietly for the most part up to this point. Spencer Horowitz ground out the 2nd and the 1st, and a strikeout swinging in the 3rd.
Here's the pitch, and it's down low for ball 1. Let's see if they've got him figured out now. A lot of ground ball outs. Here's the set, and a 1-0, a swing and a foul. Might have caught the back foot of Horwitz. 1 ball, 1 strike. Horwitz 0 for 2 today. Hey, a reminder, it's going to be Yinzerpalooza weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, July 18th, 19th, and 20th. All brought to you by Mrs. T's Pierogies. Will celebrate all the things that we love about Pittsburgh. And if you purchase a special ticket, and only with the special ticket, you can get a Mrs. T's bucket hat. If you buy a special ticket for Yinzerpalooza weekend, available to you at pirates.com/Yinzerpalooza. Here's a 1-1 from Palante. Catapults a strike just beneath the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Spencer Horwitz. Grew up in Maryland. Former Blue Jay. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tremendous festivities in Toronto today. They always play at home on July 1st. Canada Day, the Independence Day for that country.
Wearing their red uniforms up there for the day.
2-2, swinging a foul tip, struck him out. And the Pirates again go in order. 8 in a row sent down by Palante. And so to the 7th we go from PNC Park.
Now representing the organization, Jim Leland and AJ Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Turzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base in his career.
Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
7th inning on its way, and Jose Fermin will lead it off. Excuse me. Caleb Ferguson, 1, 2, 3, 6th inning on 7 pitches. Lars Nootbaar and then Pedro Pajes to follow. You can save big on Pirates tickets when you use your Pirates PNC Bank Visa debit card. When you purchase in advance, not available at the box office on game days, go to pirates.com/PNC debit card. Slurve in for a strike to Fermin, who's 0 for 2. Came into tonight's game a lifetime slugging percentage of .240. He's the DH for the Cardinals tonight. In this scoreless game, the pitch bounced foul. No Arenado, as Arenado injured a finger on Sunday. Did play yesterday as the DH only when hitless and then not in the lineup today. Now Contreras leads the game with a hand bruise, being hit by a pitch. Here's an 0-2 inside. 1-2 on Fermin. Ferguson motions home, and that's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ferguson has the 4th longest streak now, active streak, without allowing a home run in baseball. 228 batters. It dates way back to last season. Swinging a foul back. That has been the longest of his career. past the halfway point of the year now. This is game number 87 for the Pirates tonight. 81 is the midpoint. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a weak pop-up back of shortstop. Challenging play as it's the second baseman Gonzalez that has it tick off his glove, throw to second with Horwitz covering. And he got the one-hop throw, a tough one. Fermin slides underneath it. If he fields that short hop on the run, which is difficult, and Fermin doesn't slide, they might get him out.
Well, O'Neill Cruz is playing shaded toward right center field. Isaiah Cunner-Falefa is playing more in the 6 hole. So this ball ends up being the only person close to it, surprisingly, is Nick Gonzalez, the second baseman, who's playing kind of behind second base. Just one of these weird balls, and he did have a shot at it, hit his glove as he was going back into his left. But unfortunately, it's going to be a leadoff double.
Well, Ferguson allows an extra base hit. It's like that.
Yeah.
Not a hard hit ball. Here's Lars Nootbaar, lefty batter. There's a strike. Nootbaar has walked and flied out. Yeah, lefties coming into tonight. They have hit just 200 or slugged just 200 against him. That's actually, he's got 2 lefties out tonight, outside 1-1. So they're slugging under 200 against him for the season. He's given up 1 extra base hit to a lefty all year, and that was in April. It was a double. Well, what valuable commodity Ferguson is for the Pirates. Bounce foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And as you brought up, yeah, the average exit velocity that he allows among the tops came in second in baseball. Isaac Mattson getting up now, the right-hander in the Pirates' pen. The pitch, swinging a soft ground ball to shortstop. Look at third, but instead of throw to first to get the out. Fermin advances on a pretty risky play, I think.
Yeah, very aggressive base running, but this ball not hit quite hard enough off the bat of Nootbaar and right it. Cunner-Falefa. He took a quick look at third and thought better of it. And it would have taken a strong, perfect throw right on top of the bag for that to be an out.
Yeah, I think that was a wise choice. You get first and third, nobody out. And then it can devolve into a terrible inning. But all right, you get 1 out. The Pirates here in a scoreless game of the 7th will bring the infield up. The 8-9 hitters are coming up. Pages. Remember, the last time he came up, he had a base hit. And it's so far the Cardinals only hit with a runner in scoring position. Thought he was going to bring home Contreras, but Tommy Pham charged the ball and threw a perfect strike on to Davis at home, throwing out Contreras and keeping the game scoreless. Right now, that is the difference in this game. Pham to Davis. Infield up. Here's the pitch. Pages, half swing and no swing. Ball 1.
Infield's going to be all the way drawn in right here. Outfield center fielder O'Neill Cruz playing a little bit toward that right center field gap. Big hole in left center field. Fermin runs pretty well, so a medium fly ball should probably score him.
There's a strike. 1-1. We saw that Pham's got a really good arm in left, and then obviously Cruz does in center. If it is a tweener, but yeah, Fermin, maybe other than Scott,
yeah,
he might be the next on the list of fastest Cardinals.
And Ferguson, numbers-wise, does a pretty nice job of getting ground balls. 51.5% with the 4-seam, 50% with the 2-seam, 48 with the cutter, and 44 with the slurve. So let's see what he goes with here.
Fouled back, fastball. 1-2.
I like this. Now you got a couple options right here. Probably going to look for something in. If you're hitting right here, a ground ball pitch, is that fastball in or that slurve in? If you're Caleb Ferguson, to try to get a ground ball, or do you try to go to the top of the zone for the strikeout?
Pitch down low and in with a cutter. It's 2-2. Pages, count even on him. Infield all the way up. 1 out. Man at third. That's Fermin. 7th inning. No score. Cardinals batting. 2-2 from the lefty. Swing and a miss. He chased the breaking ball off the plate away and strikes out.
That was the backup breaking ball. He didn't want it there. He wanted it down and in. And it kind of just lazily stays on that outer half just off the plate. But turns out to be a really good location with that slurve. Big out.
And now the left-handed batting Victor Scott II, who's hitting .320 with runners in scoring position. 1 for 2 tonight. The pitch, half swing and a ball in. No swing on the appeal, ball 1. Scott batting with Fermin at third. The infield can back up. Hayes is still going to play even with the baseline. Trying to hold the runner close. Here's a 1-0 from Ferguson. Backup breaking ball again, and it almost hit the left-handed batter. It's 2-0. So whereas had effectively struck out Pages, it almost hit Scott. Turned the lineup over. Here's the set. Here's a 2-0. A swing and a softball punched up the middle, and it's fielded by Kiner Fleffen. The throw to first gets the speedy Scott to end the inning. So somehow Ferguson gets around a leadoff double and strands him at third.
I'm going to go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries. Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
Crinkle cut fries. Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
Andrew McCutcheon leads it off for the Pirates here in the bottom of the 7th. We're still scoreless. Andre Palante returns. And the pitch is outside for ball 1. Kutch is the only Pirate to reach base tonight. He has walked and singled. Third baseman Gorman will play the line. No doubles here in the late innings. For the ground baller Andre Palante. Here's a 1-0. A swing and a foul back. A fastball elevated 1-1. Let's take 10 for an ID on the Pirates Radio Network. Here's the set and the pitch. Off the plate away, 2-1. Matson's standing on the mound out there and behind the outfield wall. Now the Cardinals have a right-hander getting up in a hurry. Here's a 2-1. McCutcheon takes low. 3 balls and a strike.
Really nice take from Kutch right there. A good breaking ball that looked like it stayed on the plate all the way until the last second. He lays off it. Instead of 2-2, it's 3-1.
Here's the set. Here's the pitch. And ball 4. So the only man to reach tonight has been Kutch, and he's been on base all 3 times. Well, hopefully that will change right now as Brian Reynolds will come up. He thought he got out on the fielder's choice, but an overturned replay said ground into double play his last time up. He's 0 for 2. He's got an 8-game hitting streak going. And the Pirates embroiled in this nothing deadlock. Riley O'Brien is the right-hander getting up for St. Louis. Here's the pitch. Reynolds sees his strike. 93 with the sinker at the knees.
Strangely enough, after the last 4 games here for the Pirates offense, it's feeling like 1 run could be a huge number in this game, no?
Yeah, the Pirates still have played in more 1-run games than every team but the Giants. Here's the pitch. At a strike. And, of course, their last 4 games, they won by at least 7 runs in each. Something that the Pirates hadn't done in 100 years, or any team in baseball had done this decade. So not bound to continue, but tonight, of course, the well has run dry against Palante. Can't really say that in Pittsburgh this time of year. Bad adage, right?
Wells are very full.
Yes, they are. Swinging a bouncer foul. The water table is very high. The runs are running. What happens more, a flash flood warning or my kids asking for snacks? It's a toss-up.
I think driving around in the car the last 8 days, I think I've heard the flash flood warning almost every single day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want goldfish. Okay. All right. We're even. 1-1.
We're even.
Yeah. 2 strikes on Reynolds. Here's the action. A swing and a ball line to foul up the right side. Try to stay on that curveball and keep it fair, but it's still 2 strikes on Reynolds. With McCutcheon on at first, nobody out. Same scenario. Reynolds batted in the 4th inning.
This has been a fun little battle between Brian Reynolds and Andre Palante. He's pitched him extremely well so far. He's keeping that fastball, that 2-seam at the very bottom of the zone, and B-Ray just doing everything he can to get him up.
0-2 again, high and in.
Wow.
Just missed with the fastball, 1-2. That's the one that if the automatic ball strike is in next year, that's the one that the baseball tells us the real life umpires don't call that. They don't see that.
Right.
They see an oval. They see the strike zone as more of an oval. That'll be an adjustment for the hitters. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out down and in with the fastball. And so Palante with his 3rd strikeout. 1 out. Nick Gonzalez is coming up, and he's grounded short a couple of times. Mason Wynn made a fine throw his last time around to get him. We think, all right, man at first, 1 out. Let's go and bring in a sinker ball to try to get out of the inning.
Yeah.
Outside ball 1, he's already in the game.
Already in the game.
87 pitches for Palante. He has thrown as many as 100.
Let's see if Andrew McCutcheon's legs are feeling pretty good. If there were a spot where he would take a shot at trying to swipe it back, it's right here and during this at-bat.
He's trying to get a jump. Here's a bouncing ball up the line at 3rd where Gorman was playing. They go to 2nd, 1 relay, not nearly in time, as Gonzalez will beat out the back end. That's a long distance double play try there.
Well, that ball almost ate up Nolan Gorman at 3rd base. It was an in-between hop, and he just gets his glove, kind of stabs his glove down at it at the very last second. That could have been a huge disaster for the St. Louis Cardinals.
It stayed down. I don't know. Did it hit the lip of the grass at all?
I think it did, yeah.
That's a more challenging play than I had seen live. So 2 outs. Gonzalez is on for Cruz, who could make this uneven in a hurry. The pitch. Inside, ball 1, 95, twirling inside. No score, 7th inning. Cruz gets one in the air, and all's well that ends well. Well, you were mentioning when we began the broadcast, Neil, that Palante has penchant for surrendering the long ball, a dozen. Here's the 1-0, and it's a little low that time. 2-0, the sinker sunk beneath the zone. Cruz lined out. What'd you say, 119?
119 and a half.
That was his last time up, but it was right at the right fielder, Burleson, at the time. Hampson playing, and there's a strike. More than straight away right. He's shaded actually a little bit towards center from there. Way off the line. So ball that hits down the line some. Gonzalez should score on that. Here's a 2-1. Curve strike.
Oh, no, that's a ball.
That was low and off the plate away. That's a tough one.
When it's low, when it's down below the zone, especially in the K zone that we get privy to up here,
never a strike.
You know it's a ball to a 6'7" batter. O'Neal Cruz.
You give the umpires the benefit of the doubt, but when it's never on the plate,
right?
You know, thinking in terms of left and right, and then it's low to boot. That's a tough one. So 2-2, never crossed through the strike zone. Here's the set and the pitch. That's low. 3-2. The slider missed.
All right, Nicky G going to be on the move here on this pitch. Outfielder, looks to me like the outfield's kind of playing no doubles, or at least center fielder Mason Wynn. He's playing extremely deep. There's a nice gap in right center field.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a chopper up the middle. Wynn, the shortstop, has it, and on to first for the final out. Pirates draw a walk, which is about as much as they've done against Andre Palante through 7 innings tonight. They do have a hit.
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
Doctors to get expert care from AHN, the official medical provider of your Pittsburgh Pirates.
8th inning is coming up. We're still at 0-0. Pirates and Cardinals, top of the order coming up, and a new pitcher coming on for the Pirates. It is Isaac Matson.
And for Matson, he's 1-0 with a 1.84 ERA. This is his 12th game, 14 2/3, 6 hits in 14 2/3, 3 walks and 16 strikeouts.
And the first one is in there for a strike. A fastball for Matson. Wow. I just love his style. He says, all right, I've been doing this too long and pitching in Southern Maryland and down I-70 outside 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm just going to throw fastballs and see if it's good enough. And it's been more than good enough. So left, right, left here. The Pirates have another lefty, Hennessy's Cabrera, in the bullpen, but again, he's on another team every few weeks. fouled away 1-2, and that gives you an idea of, he hasn't built up the trust factor yet with another new team. And then as far as the other righties, nobody that particularly gets lefties out with any regularity. Pitch outside 2-2, not above or below anybody else, including Matson. So Matson's been the best of the bunch, other than your closer, with Dennis Santana serving the final game of his 3-game suspension tonight. 2-2, bounces up there, 3-2 now on Brendan Donovan. And Santana, just for comparison, last 4 years, lefties hit 176 against Santana. So you do miss out on maybe this opportunity tonight, but he'll be back tomorrow. Here's the pitch, and a walk to start this 8th inning as Donovan is on. Only the 4th walk allowed by Matson in 14+ innings. Here is Mason Wynn. He's doubled in 3 at-bats.
Well, let's see how Oliver Marmol wants to play this. Is it potentially a bunt situation? Does not appear to be that way.
Taking up and in fastball for a strike. Well, a guy throws 3/4 fastballs. Wynn has laid down 1 sacrifice, but did score a double earlier tonight. Here's an 0-1 to him, and it's over below. 1 ball, 1 strike on a slider. Right side is wide open for Wynn. Cardinals with 6 hits, Pirates with 1. McCutchen singled in the 4th inning off Andre Palante. That's been it. Here's a 1-1 coming, and a swing and a twisting foul to the right on a low fastball over. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pirates in their previous 4 games, 37 runs. And including tonight, in their last 5 games, they've allowed 4. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul back. Hayes plays the line at 3rd with a man at 1st, nobody out. 1-2 for Matson, swinging a bouncer up 3rd, foul ball. Threw him a changeup, and it's still 1-2 on Mason Wynn. Isaac Matson, 29 years old. From Harbor Creek, PA, near Erie. Comes to the set and the pitch. Swinging a foul. Fastball out over. Hitters are, you saw that, what was it, 98 from Skenes, and Wynn jumped it for a double, the first pitch he saw tonight. Matson throwing 94, and Wynn, who's thinking fastball all night, clearly.
Right. And he's throwing
late.
75% fastball, too, right?
Pitch is swung on and popped up. It was out in front of a slider that time. And it'll be Hayes to make the catch. 1 out.
Well, the one thing you know about this Cardinals offense is they don't run very much. Outside of Victor Scott, who's got 22 stolen bases on the season, the next closest guy has 4. And there's 3 of them. And Mason Wynn, Wilson Contreras, and Lars Nootbaar. So Donovan not really a threat to run. They're going to have to get a couple hits to score a run right here.
Burleson opens up and fouls it.
Or obviously an extra base hit.
Away change up there. Yeah, it's not your father's Cardinals or your granddad's, depending on your age. Phil Maton, a right-hander, getting up for the Cardinals. Probably exhausted the use of Palante tonight. Here's the pitch. Strike at the knees, 0-2 for Matson. Only Mizorowski of the Brewers with a lower opposing batting average so far in the National League than Matson. 0-2, swinging a foul back. Anyone that's faced 50 hitters.
And how good is it, you say? 122 coming into this inning.
That's something else. Throwing 3/4 fastballs. It's a good fastball. 0-2. Swinging a ball stroked out to left field. Tough play for Pham on the run. He makes the catch. Cuts it off from the notch. And Pham on the move gets out number 2. Donovan back to first.
Oh, that ball had trouble written all over. Tommy Pham with a great jump as we see the replay in that left center field gap. If that gets past him, that is undoubtedly a double, maybe triple, and a run scored.
Yeah, Burleson was muttering to himself. Could not believe it. Pham, a great jump, perfect route, right to it. Hampson bats, and he'll take down low for ball 1. He's the substitute for Wilson Contreras, who was hit in the hand with a pitch earlier tonight. Sampson on his 3rd team this season, hitting at 167 with an RBI. Has 10 hits this year. Pitch up and in, 2-0, batting with Donovan on at first and 2 outs. We're in the 8th inning. Scoreless game. Oh, including tonight, the Pirates have been given up 4 runs in 5 games. See if that holds. A swing and a foul, but if it does, the last time that they did that, as few as 4 runs in a 5-game span, was 2015. Before that, it was 1977. So, I mean, you're talking about some rare territory here, the way that the Pirates have pitched. Trying to make it 5 straight wins for the first time this season. 2-1. Swing and a miss on an inside slider. 2-2 on Hampson.
Okay, big pitch right here for Isaac Mattson.
Hampson struck out his only time tonight. 2-2 on him. Donovan anchored at first. The pitch. Tried to shoot the slider. Nope, changeup down and away. 3-2. Kind of hooked it. Kind of hard for a right-handed pitcher to get it down and away to a right-handed batter. I think that's what Mattson was trying to do there. 3-2 on Hampson, the 167 hitter. The pitch, and he walked him on a high fastball. He's walked 2 in the inning. And now you get the home run threat. Nolan Gorman to come up.
Yeah, that was the guy you wanted, right? A guy comes into the game midway. He's got a strikeout already on it to his name. Wilson Contreras exits the game in that spot. I would have loved to at least seen a strike in that spot, even if you give up a base hit. And now you got to deal with Nolan Gorman, who's got a single on the evening, but as you said, a little bit more pop than a lot of the guys in the lineup.
Gorman homered on Sunday against Cleveland. Here's the pitch. And a half swing. Did not go, and it's ball 1. A fastball at 93. Mattson at times can dial it up 96 and 7, but tonight working around 94 for the most part. That one at 93. With 2 on and 2 out in a scoreless game. The pitch is low. Try to guide the changeup in there. It's 2-0. And we've seen him so often be so successful, and it's just filling up the zone with fastballs.
Yeah.
And he did that, I thought, in the win at bat.
Yeah, I mean, his strike percentage is through the roof. Every pitch he throws is over 50% for strike rate.
The pitch. 2-0 is lobbed to deep center field, and it'll be caught on the move very nonchalantly by Cruz. He caught it right at his hip on the run, and even though it was kind of a reaching.
I'm Jonathan Mayo.
And for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Sound strategy for baseball and banking. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank National Association, member FDIC.
But that will be it for Andre Pallante, much to the delight of the Pirates hitters. 7 innings, he gave up a single, no runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts for Pallante, and Phil Maton will come on in relief.
Now Maton, he's 1-2 with a 1.69 ERA, 34th game for him, 17 holds, 32 innings. 23 hits and 13 walks and 43 strikeouts, so good numbers for him.
Another ground ball guy, and it'll be Hayes to lead it off. Takes outside for ball 1. Frazier on deck to hit for Pham. And then it would be Davis. Both teams without a run. Gorman guarding the line at third. Here's a 1-0. Hayes, a half swing on a strike at the top of the zone, 1-1.
Heavy curveball cutter usage from Matone. 36% curveball against the lefties, as well as 37% cutter, and 36 and 32 against the right-handers.
Swing and a ball hit to right, past the attempt to Donovan. Base hit into right, and Hayes has a 10-game hitting streak, and more importantly, the Pirates have a man on here in the 8th inning.
They have a man on that's not named Andrew McCutchen. That's good news. This slider just off the end of Brian Hayes' bat, and it just spins away from second baseman Brendan Donovan. Let's see how Don Kelly wants to play this. He's going to combat with Adam Frazier right here. And Henry Davis on deck.
So Frazier, the left-handed batter, and a swing and a foul. Gorman playing way in at third.
Man, he's thinking that Adam Frazier might attempt a sac bunt right here as well. Not the case in that first pitch.
Hayes at first, the pitch. Ball golfed down the right field line. That's going to be fair, and it'll bound over the sidewall and end up being an automatic double. Frazier couldn't have thrown that ball any better.
That looked like a little sand wedge shot from Adam Frazier, a slider on the inner half, and he just golfs it down the right field line. I can't tell you how many times I've ever seen a ball hit right there by the chalk and bounce out of play. Joe?
That was
very rare.
I mean, that was expertly placed and spun. Second and third for the Pirates with nobody out. Here's Henry Davis. Scoreless game, bottom of the 8th. Righty Maton coming home, and it's ball one up high. Davis on Sunday had a career high 4 hits. He was 0 for 2 against Pallante. Here's a set, and the 1-0 swing and a miss. Threw him a high sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hayes, the lead runner at third, and Frazier, the trailing runner at second. There's nobody out.
Good chance for Brian Hayes on third base.
Swing, fly ball toward the gap in left center. Caught on the run by Scott. Hayes stays to tag. He'll come in to score. Henry Davis knocks him in, and the Pirates are on the board. It's 1-0 in the 8th. Henry Davis comes through.
What a terrific approach right here. Goes down, pitches down and away, slider, knows if he gets it at least to medium deep outfield, there's a good chance Brian Hayes is going to come in and score. It almost slashes that gap in left center field. Victor Scott, speedy outfielder, is able to track it down. 1-0.
RBI number 12 for Davis. The Pirates have a run. Still, you got a man at second, 1 out for Kiner Falefa. Gorman plays a step in at third. There's a strike. He bounced out twice against Palante. So Palante, 7 scoreless innings, allowed 1 hit. Maton comes in the first 2 batters he faces, hits.
Try to figure it out. I dare you.
Here's an 0-1. Instead, Frazier started leaning toward third to throw back to second. He's in safely.
Yeah, Frazier, the first pitch of this at bat right here to IKF, Frazier got a very healthy lead at second. And yeah, it did look like he was thinking about taking off for third. Maton pulls the inside move on him, but Frazier able to get back to second in time.
Yeah, if he can steal it, that's valuable. There's a ball rolled deep in the hole to shortstop. From his knees, Wynn throws on 2 ups to first, and Burleson can't get it. It'll be a base hit for Kiner Falefa. Frazier in at third with 1 out. Well, that was almost an extraordinary play by Wynn.
I was going to say. I mean, that was about as good of a play to get to the ball as you can for shortstop Mason Wynn, and to get something on it to first base, even though it ended up being about a 2-hopper over there. Certainly a ball you feel like Burleson should have handled.
And because Kiner Falefa reaches, that advances Frazier to third with 1 out. And now another fly ball, if it's hit deeply enough, can score another run for the Pirates. Up 1-0 here in the 8th. It's Spencer Horwitz. 0 for 3 tonight, facing the righty Maton. Here's the pitch. Half swing and a ball up high. And no swing on the appeal. 1-0 on Horwitz. Pirates lead 1-0, 8th inning. The pitch, and it's a little bit up, 2-0. Frazier, after his pinch hit double, he's at third. Kiner Falefa at first with 1 out. The pitch, strike. That one in there on the sweeper. 2-1 on Spencer Horwitz. Bottom of the 8th inning. Bednar is warming up for the Pirates, who have taken the lead. Up 1-0, 8th inning. And the pitch. Curve floats outside. 3-1. McCutcheon, who has been on base all 3 times tonight, is waiting on deck. Kyle Leahy starts to warm in the Cardinals pen, a right-hander. Three-1 to Horwitz. Swing and a miss. Big rip on an inside curve.
Let's see if IKF takes off right here. 3-2 count, 1 out. If he does take off and Horwitz is able to put a ball in play, even if it's a ground ball, Cardinals, unless it's hit to a corner, are going to have a tough time turning 2.
Now timeout.
Would certainly be an aggressive move by manager Don Kelly.
Well, you trust Kiner Falefa over there.
Yeah.
Smart base runner.
I think he's got 9 stolen bases on the season to begin with.
Let's see what he does.
10 of them, actually.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Horwitz with 1 out. Men at the corners, 1-0 Pirates in the 8th. Maton long way. There he goes. The pitch is swung on and hit in the air, foul territory, third base side, caught by Gorman, and Kiner Falefa gets back to first base in plenty of time. So Horwitz fouls out to third. We got to pause 10 for an ID on the Pirates Radio Network.
Joe.
All right, here's Kutch.
Yeah, Joe smartly enough, IKF right there as he takes off for second, looks back because this was a little lazy pop-up that to the third baseman that he catches. If he goes in sliding at second base, he's almost definitely out at first base on a double play. So really nice job by him.
So now the infield can back up with 2 outs, first and third for the Pirates. And the pitch, and there's a strike. 1-0 the Pirates on top here in the 8th inning. McCutchen has walked, singled, and walked. That was all against Palante. It's the only base runners that he gave up in his 7 innings. Maton has allowed the only run of this game. 1-0 the Pirates lead. The pitch, left it up, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, in most instances, too, in this situation, 2 outs, first and third, they'll let this runner at first base basically walk into second if he wants.
Now Gorman's playing back at third.
Yep.
Along the line. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a twisting foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So far, Kiner-Falefa is not advanced. Now, sometimes you see the third baseman with a left-handed batter up. He's going to play, in essence, shortstop, and then that guy always take off. But with the righty batter, he's somewhat in the vicinity. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, outside missing with a breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Andrew McCutchen. Trying to add an insurance run for the Pirates, who have claimed the lead 1-0 here in the 8th. Trying to win their 5th straight game.
I would almost bet the house if IKF's there he goes.
And then he runs and a swing and a foul. Inside curveball.
And again, if this is a ball, they're just going to let him walk into second base.
Kutch has that right side open as well at the moment.
A lot of cutter usage from Maton. If Kutch is able to stay on one, he can do a good job of shooting that ball in the 4-hole.
Set, and the 2-2 not going. The pitch is swung through and missed on a curveball down and away out of the zone. And that ends the inning. But the Pirates get the lead in the 8th. And we'll go to the 9th inning. Pirates 1, St. Louis 0. Bednar come. Here we go, 9th inning. Pirates 1, Cardinals 0. And to come in to try to lock it down, here comes David Bednar.
Yeah, the Renegade in here. He's 11 for 11 in save opportunities this season. 2-5 with a 2.83 ERA. 33rd game for him. 28 2/3 innings, 24 hits, 8 walks, and 41 strikeouts.
Canario in the game in left field. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, ball 1 to Jose Fermin, who doubled his last time up. It was a little blooper. Ticked off the second baseman's glove. Bednar, one of the best pitchers in baseball history against the Cardinals. Backing up a strike. Fermin gave up on the pitch. And now it's 1-1 on the fastball over from Bednar. Pirates 1, Cardinals 0 in the 9th. Trying to make it 5 straight wins. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Skenes 5 scoreless. Ferguson 2 scoreless. Matson a scoreless 8th inning. Pirates pitching again, ruling the roost. Just enough offense tonight after a robust homestand so far. All you need is one more than your opponent. And right now that's what the Pirates got. 1-2 on Fermin. The pitch outside with the bender. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bednar against the Cardinals in his career, the 6th lowest ERA in baseball history. Anyone that's pitched 25 games against the Cards, a 123 earned run average against St. Louis. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a foul. You grew up in Pittsburgh. You don't like the Cardinals. And it's in Bednar's blood.
I can, I can add on to that.
Yeah. That's my explanation for that statistic.
I don't even need to add on to that.
Yeah. 2-2. One nothing. Pirates leading, ninth inning. Bednar on. Nootbaar and Pages to follow. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Here it is. Upstairs with 97. 3-2. Now the count full on Fermin. Bednar is 11 for 11 in save opportunities. Here's the pitch. And it's inside, ball 4. He walks the leadoff man here in the ninth inning. The speedy Fermin is on, and Nootbaar is coming up. This was after he was ahead of him 1-2. Nootbaar tonight is 0-2 with a walk. He is 0-7 lifetime against Bednar. Here's the pitch. And a curve high for ball 1.
Looked like it caught the zone there, Joe.
Well, Bednar, in his last 14 games, has given up no earned runs. And just 5 total hits. The pitch. Off the plate away. Fastball misses. 2-0 now on Nootbaar. Only Josh Hader with a longer save streak going right now. Bednar has converted them all this year, as Henry Davis will come out and chat with him. Well, pretty good start. He was ahead 1-2 on Fermin, and then the walk, and now 2-0 on Nootbaar.
Now it looks like the breaking ball's backing up on him a little bit. Usually the catcher will come out and tell you, hey, make sure you finish that pitch. Make sure you really kind of drive that and get on top of it.
There's a 2-0. And now a strike on a fastball, ticking the outer edge. 2-1 on the lefty batting Lars Nootbaar.
And that's a good heater right there, right on the outer edge. 96 miles an hour.
Bednar back in the count. The pitch, swing, fly ball, center field. Cruz backs up a step or 2. And he makes a catch for the out. We're at twilight skies right there, and maybe for just a second he may have lost it, but he recovered quickly.
Yeah, getting dark late this time of year. You're right, just a tiny bit of twilight.
Now a pinch hitter. Yoel Pozo will bat for Pages. That's the Cardinals' other catcher. And Pozo hitting at .307 with a couple of home runs. Also a right-handed batter. Has never faced Bednar. Prior to this year, just a couple of big league appearances. Fermin on at first. 1 out. Pirates lead 1-0, ninth inning. Bednar on to try to save it. Here's the pitch. Fastball strike. Welcome, Mr. Pozo, to the ball game. I'm David Bednar.
Pozo, a free swinger, one walk in 77 plate appearances this season.
Here's the pitch. Ball shot over third. Fair ball. It'll bound off the sidewall and dead in front of Canario. He's got to retrieve it. And held at third is Fermin. Pozo with a pinch hit double right up the line. And now second and third for St. Louis with 1 out in the ninth inning.
I was kind of racking my brain as to why manager Oliver Marmol would hit seemingly the backup catcher in Pozo for the starting catcher. But wouldn't you know it, he goes down and takes this breaking ball and dumps it over Brian Hayes' head off the sidewall in the left field line for a double.
Well, now you got the speedy Fermin, the lead runner at third, second and third, 1 out. And the infield comes up. They would likely come on contact. Here's the pitch. Victor Scott fouls it. on that splitter out over, and it's strike one. Scott is 1 for 3. Well, the Cardinals tonight have had a few opportunities. They had first and third, nobody out, did not score. They had first and second, nobody out, didn't score. They had a leadoff double that they could not score. Here's the pitch, and it's outside 1-1. Can the Pirates turn the trick one more time? The Cardinals are 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position, and that one hit, of course, did not score the run. Pham threw out Contreras at the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In tight, almost hit him. A curveball near the shoe tops of Scott, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Scott has never faced David Bednar. Second and third with 1 out. Bednar had not allowed an extra base hit since May 23rd. And that double was a foot fair down the line. Two and one on Scott, and the pitch tapped up first. They're coming home. Horwitz to the plate. The tag called out. And you bet the Cardinals are going to challenge this. I thought live that Fermin had evaded Davis's tag, but if he got him, that was a terrific tag.
Oh, this is going to be close. And they are going to take a look at it.
That was a terrific slide by Fermin. And Jordan Baker tells us that the Cardinals are challenging. This call on a review brought to you by Ring Central. Every moment matters. So Horwitz with the throw, and then the diving tag and hook slide by Fermin.
Well, it may be noteworthy that the call was out on the field, right, Joe?
Great point.
Sometimes plays at home, since home plate is obviously flat with the ground, it can be tough for the camera angles to have calls changed at home plate more so than the bases.
That's an excellent point. Pozo advances to third on the play, and Scott reaches first.
And it looks to me like the one angle I see, Henry Davis might have got him on the helmet right before.
Oh, interesting. It does look like his head moves, and then the helmet, in fact, pops off. Charlie Ramos, the umpire tonight at home plate, an authoritative call.
I think it's going to be out.
Yeah,
Joe.
because of the helmet. Great point, Neil. I think that's it. I think you got it, and I think Davis got him. And again, live it just appeared from our, we're way back here, but didn't have a good feeling about it. But when the call was out, he said, well, Davis must have put together some sort of great tag. It was a mask-high throw from Horwitz and along the first base line, so he had to sweep across his body and offer the tag.
But if nothing else, if you can't unequivocally tell, I don't think there's a way that you can overturn this, judging by what we're seeing.
I agree wholeheartedly. I would go so far as to say if the call was safe, you'd have more of a feeling that he's out. But either way, at least the views that we're seeing, they're going to, and I'm always in favor of this because this can change the balance of the game right now. They're taking a little extra time on it. That's always okay at this stage of the game. If the Cardinals get it overturned, it's a tie game. If the call stands or is confirmed, then it stays 1-0 Pirates with first and third, 2 outs. Here's Jordan Baker, excuse me. He's getting the call from New York.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out.
What a combination by Horwitz, and Henry Davis applied a terrific tag. That's the second runner nailed at the plate by the Pirates tonight.
What a terrific play. I mean, this is a tough ball. It's a bounding ball to first base. You got a speedy runner on third going on contact. Spencer Horwitz is coming in. As soon as he catches this, he knows he's got to release it. A good throw, a good tag by Henry Davis, and now 1 out to win this ball game and take the first 2 of this series.
Got to get through Brendan Donovan. Tying run at third, 2 outs. Strike 1. Left his splitter out over the plate, but Donovan took it He's 1 out of 3 with a walk tonight. 3 for 8 lifetime against Bednar. Trying to complete the third out for the save and a 1-0 Pirate victory. It would be their 5th in a row. The pitch, swinging the ball laced but foul, and a diving stop by the ball person.
They're cheering for him.
Oh, that was a great
Unbelievable effort.
Yeah, great effort. 2 strikes on Donovan.
Split and then a fastball. Usually with David Bednar, you see a breaking ball in the dirt or a heater way up top.
Got that runner at third, though, with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. He threw that curveball, and Donovan took it for the final strike, and Bednar is saved 12 in a row. And the Pirates, their first 5-game winning streak of the season, they win by the narrowest of margins, but it all counts the same, Neil. They win over the Cardinals 1-0 tonight.
Well, what a fun game, Joe. We saw 2 pretty good pitching performances from the starters, and Andre Palante and Paul Skenes. Skenes only lasted 5 innings, and Palante going 7 innings of 1-hit ball and no runs for both of those guys. And then as soon as Palante gets out in the 8th inning, Brian Hayes gets a base hit to start it off, followed by Adam Frazier with a double, and they're able to score that run. And here comes the Renegade. A little bit of action in that 9th inning, but nonetheless, 1-0 victory for these Buccos.
And so the Pirates have won 5 in a row, and for just the second time in the last 48 years, they've allowed just 4 runs in 5 games. You think about that, the pitching, they threw out 2 runners at the plate tonight, an incredible effort pitching-wise tonight, really pitching throughout this 5-game winning streak, but all the offense has been talked about because they had just been stifling their opponents, but tonight, just the run that they needed to win 1-0 over the Cardinals to secure their 5th straight victory. And Dan Potash of Sportsnet Pittsburgh is downstairs with his player of the game tonight. It's going to be Henry Davis, who came through with a sac fly to put the Pirates ahead for good in their 1-0 win here tonight. And we'll borrow the interview from Sportsnet Pittsburgh with Danny P. and Henry Davis downstairs.
Brownie, thank you very much. Well, the Pirates winning streak has reached a season-best 5 games thanks to 2 big plays at the plate and 2 big tags by this man. Let's start with the most recent one that happened here in the 9th inning. Kind of a bang-bang play. You had one eye on the throw coming from first, one eye on the runner coming from third. What are you thinking?
Yeah, just a great play by Spencer, big time right there, and, pumped to get him out.
What about in the 4th inning? You also had a front row seat from a throw in left field from Tommy Pham. Kind of cool to kind of see the timing, right? His throw and the runner rounding third base.
Yeah, Tommy threw a strike, threw him out at home, and great pitching from the guys on the mound tonight and great defense, kept a great offense off the board.
I guess you can't blame all of us for being a little greedy since this offense has scored so many runs in the last 4 games. What was difficult to get any production early on in the game against their starter, but then finally find a way to scratch and claw and get your sac fly for the RBI in the 8th?
I just trying to put the ball in play, honestly, and Frage had a big double right there, and convert and trust our pitchers.
Paul Skenes does not get a